come all, step right up. This is week 118 of the Wrestling Rundown. That's right, we haven't quit yet. Kind of like John Cena in that sense. Can never get him to say I quit. So.
Yeah, we're kind of like John Cena.
That's about as close as we're going to get to ever being anything like John Cena.
Yeah, no. He's got a point.
So I'm going to take it.
Alright.
I'm going to take that one.
Your point being, we haven't given up.
Yeah, and you know, we start these weeks out with a little thing called the Indy News.
Yeah.
We talk about the independent wrestling.
Yeah.
The wrestling that is independent.
Yeah.
And sometimes in Indiana.
Indiana independent wrestling. Yeah.
It could happen. It's happened before.
It has.
But, yeah, it's a step back from the mainstream.
But yeah.
It's a step back from the WWE because we talk about that 3 times a week at minimum here on this channel. So we need to give love elsewhere. And we love to give love elsewhere, specifically on this day.
Especially when there's good wrestling to talk about.
Yeah. You know who does good wrestling?
Who does good wrestling?
Mr. Travis Colt.
Ooh, Mr. Kevin Hart.
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor does do some good wrestling.
They do some really good wrestling, and I know that you have some results.
I do indeed.
From what happened on Ring of Honor TV last night.
Yes,
which will happen on Wednesday for some people.
Yes.
So if you don't want the spoilers, there's a time. You know the drill.
The drill.
The drill. You know the Daryl. Click there.
Yeah.
Else you'll be spoiled.
The time's gone by now, so if you
Like
haven't
some
clicked,
milk.
it's your fault.
Yeah. Fuck off.
So we open up with the advertised 6-man tag match that we had last week. That being Adam Cole, Hangman Page, and Yujiro Takahashi from the Bullet Club taking on Jay Lethal, Evil, and Tetsuya Naito. This is all stemming from the title match from Best in the World,
Yes.
the deal that was struck between the House of Truth and Los Ingobernables. And so we start this match where Jay Lethal is so adamant about getting in and attacking Adam Cole any chance he gets. He keeps tagging himself in and trying to like interrupt in the match, and you know, the refs trying to get him back, and
he's got a little bit of that like title frenzy.
Yeah, no, he's chomping at the bit, and he gets like one moment where like Adam Cole gets tagged in, he immediately tags himself in, and Cole immediately goes over and tags in Takahashi. So it's constantly this battle of Jay Lethal trying to get in. Jay finally gets tagged in, and he's running roughshod through all the guys. Finally gets his hands on Adam Cole. Adam Cole and the Bullet Club, obviously using nefarious means, end up taking the control back. And as Jay Lethal is trying to fight back and trying to get for a tag, both Evil and Tetsuya Naito leave him. They jump off the apron. Tetsuya Naito says, "Hey Jay, see you later," and they walk away. So Jay Lethal is now going at this 1-on-3 handicap style.
Well, I can't say that I'm entirely surprised at the behavior.
Yeah, I mean,
of a team whose English translation name is the Ungovernables.
Yeah.
As in you cannot govern them.
And on top of that, he wasn't exactly really playing as a team. He was just like, hey, I want in so I can beat these people up.
Yeah.
Whether it was
they turned on other people to form a team together.
Yeah. Whether it was them turning on Jay
Shocker.
Lethal because they wanted to, or whether it was because of Jay's actions in the match, we don't know yet.
Guys.
But they end up leaving. Jay Lethal's trying to take on the Bullet Club all by himself. It's not going very well. Then the music of one Big Mike hits. Michael Elgin makes his way down to ringside. He jumps up on the apron. Nigel McGuinness is at ringside for commentary, says he'll allow it since Jay Lethal has been getting beat down by 3 guys. Michael Elgin is officially a tag team partner of Jay Lethal. Elgin gets tagged in, runs roughshod through all 3 members, doing really well. then the numbers game starts to take its toll again because Jay Lethal is beat up at this point. He's not able to do much. He gets in once and gets tossed right back out. So then it becomes a 3-on-1 beatdown on Michael Elgin. Again, numbers game, Bullet Club just destroying. Then the music of one Kyle O'Reilly hits. A very prominent foe against Adam Cole. Adam Cole's face is just, oh shit. He realizes the shit show that he's about to be a part of. Kyle O'Reilly is officially added to the match. Kyle O'Reilly comes in, he starts running through, and it's Jay Lethal is so beat down that it's a while before he finally gets back in the ring, but Elgin and Kyle O'Reilly are able to give enough time for Jay Lethal to make the comeback, finally beat him down. Yujiro Takahashi gets tagged in, ends up getting hit with the lethal injection, and the face team picks up the win. So Lethal survives the situation, which he didn't have much hope at the beginning.
It's interesting also to see Kyle O'Reilly come out, and I know probably not necessarily to save Jay Lethal, more so being a rival of Adam Cole.
Yeah.
But also like how fierce the rivalry between Jay Lethal and Kyle O'Reilly was while Jay Lethal was the champion.
Yeah, I think the issues stemming towards Adam Cole kind of outweigh the things that they went through, just because Adam Cole has used these very he's used nefarious means to beat both of these guys. So both of them have been victims of Adam Cole's actions. So kind of bygones be bygones, just so we can beat up Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, common enemies make strange friends.
Yeah, and so before Jay Lethal heads to the back, he says that Naito has just made the biggest mistake by turning on him, and he hopes he can get his hands on him. Nigel decides to make that match official for All-Star Extravaganza, but
That's the extravaganza where all the stars are.
Yes. But reminds Jay Lethal the last time he asked for a match, he lost the World Championship to Adam Cole. Oh, so, is Jay Lethal setting himself up for more failure? We'll have to wait until the end of September.
We'll find out.
At All-Star Extravaganza. Where
that day.
The Extravaganza has all the stars.
Yeah, all the stars are that day. Particular Extravaganza.
And then
it's a Ganza that's very extravagant.
Then
what is a Ganza?
I don't know. Look it up. Google it. Google Ganza.
Extra. I guess it would be a Vaganza because it's an extravaganza.
Yeah. Do you know
what is a Vaganza and why are there more than one? If this is an extravaganza,
post in the comments if you know what Vaganza means.
I'm just making shit up. Don't do it.
Regardless, our second and final match is our main event. It is Katsuyori Shibata getting a chance at the World Television Championship, taking on Bobby Fish. These two have such similar wrestling styles that they literally go for the same types of strikes, the same types of submissions, where it was such a cool battle to watch them try and see who was more well versed in these different situations. They had battling forearms. They kept rolling over in a figure four. Eventually, they both have a knee bar with a heel hook on each other, and it's literally like it was such a fun struggle to watch them try and just out intense one another. It was very much a dick measuring contest between these two. In not the literal sense, because they didn't whip their dicks out and measure them, but it was like, hey.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I watched it. Trust me.
Maybe it happened during the commercial.
There were a couple commercials. There might have been some dick measuring contests that didn't make it to TV, but like it was one elbow would hit.
Taylor Hendricks was the judge on that one. She had the tape measure.
She would. Anyway.
She also would.
So eventually, this submission battle towards the end gets so intense that Shibata kind of forgets where he's at, and as he gets Fish set up for a triangle choke, Fish is actually able to push himself up further and pin both of Shibata's shoulders to the mat. Shibata is unable to kick out, so Bobby Fish retains. We actually have these two, like, face-to-face on the outside, like, staring each other down, and they agree to one more match. Like, they both have a win on each other now, and the intensity of this rivalry is at a fever pitch, so they want one more shot. But while they're kind of facing off, Donovan Dijak, who is the #1 contender and will get a shot at the World Television title, him and Prince Nana are watching from the stage, just kind of realize,
good old banana hands.
Scoping out his opponent that he'll have to face in a couple weeks for the television championship.
Manager Prince Nana Hands.
Prince Nana Hands. Even better. Also, next week on Ring of Honor, Steve Corino, his suspension is over from his attack on BJ Whitmer. He will return to commentary next week.
Wow.
So it's
been a while.
It's been a year.
Yeah.
So he is officially allowed back at the commentary booth next week.
Shenanigans are abound. Because we know the shit ain't done between him and BJ.
Oh, no. Never is.
And now they're adding in, what's his name?
Punisher Martinez.
Punisher Martinez. Not the name I was going to pull out of my ass.
And Kevin Sullivan.
And Kevin Sullivan. I mean, they're his two sons.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
It's very strange. But that's it.
It is weird. Neither of their last names are Sullivan.
Or are they? That's it for Ring of Honor. Let's move on to some more results because Kevin Hawk's got 5 of them.
I do, because there's one that's a secret surprise result, but we're not
Kind of.
quite there yet.
It's kind of a secret.
We're not quite there yet.
Okay.
Because we're going to start on Friday with AIW, that's Absolute Intense Wrestling presents Bloodsport.
I don't know why I get all like death metal when I say that.
Yeah, it's because it sounds like a death metal band name.
It does.
It's just a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Was he in metal band?
No.
Oh.
Alright, so we open up with a Four Corners match where my boy Tim Donst ends up beating out Eric Ryan Facade and Sean Schultz. BJ Whitmer with the Duke defeated Dominic Guarini. Sorry, I'm going to be a little floppy with my words because I'm tired. Candice LeRae defeats Britt Baker. Dan Severn defeated Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
He beat him to the point where he couldn't answer the referee.
Yeah. He's called the Beast for a reason.
Yeah.
But then again, like, Eddie Kingston's the War King, so if the Beast is going to beat up the War King, something special about that Beast. And I'm not talking about Brock Lesnar because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Tag team match action. Steve Payne and Gringo Logo defeated Nasty Russ and Cheech. Louis Linden would defeat Matt Riddle with nefarious means. A low blow was involved.
What?
And then in the very next match, Alex Daniels successfully defended the Intense Championship against Michael Elgin using a low blow.
What's up with the low blows, bro?
Come on, guys. Josh Prohibition, though, successfully retains his Absolute Championship against Ethan Page.
Hey.
And in the main event, Shayna Baszler will dethrone Heidi Lovlace to become the new AIW Women's Champion.
Impressive.
Congratulations, Shayna Baszler. I think it's your first, as far as I know, that's her first professional wrestling championship.
Yep, I'm pretty sure. It's a good way to start.
Yeah. AIW is not...
not a place to scoff at.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
I got you.
Yeah.
Move on to your next result.
Saturday, we had 3 shows.
What?
Started with
So
Evolve
many shows.
68
Yeah.
in the LI. That's Long Island for you people who don't know what the LI means.
Kicking off Johnny Gargano's last weekend.
Yeah.
Evolve.
So we had a couple special challenge matches. Fred Yehi defeated Jigsaw. And then Ethan Page defeated Dan Barry. It's another guy who you don't see in Evolve too often, tremendously often.
I see what you did there.
And TJ Perkins defeated Darby Allin. So those matches not really spawning from any storylines, but they do lots of little competitive challenge matches. in Evolve, usually the first few matches of the show. Then we got into the storyline stuff. Here comes Dustin, still trying to break up Catch Point.
Yeah.
He gets a no disqualification match against Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. It was a made no disqualification by someone who was acting as like an interim general manager of the night. Joey Styles was there. Other members of Catch Point started to attack Dustin.
Ooh, could have got a suit there.
Prior to the match, and Styles had them ejected and then said, Tracy Williams, Dustin in all caps, why don't you guys take this match to the extreme? And they did. Chairs were used, ladders were used, thumbtacks were used.
Wow.
It ended up becoming a submission victory for Tracy Williams over Dustin. I think it was a rear naked choke. And Dustin, though, almost was able to escape because they did have thumbtacks in the ring, and so he rolled Tracy Williams over into the thumbtacks while they were in the rear naked choke. But it wasn't enough to make Tracy Williams let go, though.
That's a big moment for Tracy Williams. He's just gonna keep this hold on even though he's rolling in thumbtacks.
Yeah,
that's pretty badass.
Then we had
not Tony Klein.
A promo from Johnny Gargano, basically talking about this upcoming triple threat match between Tony Nese, Ricochet, and Matt Riddle, talking about how Johnny Gargano, he's on his way out, so he's saying either Matt Riddle or Tony Nese, two guys who are Evolve regulars, need to try and step up and take the place of be the next Johnny Gargano of Evolve. He mentions how Riddle's got his place in the company, and how Tony Nese and Ricochet are both ridiculously fantastic athletes. Tony Nese ends up picking up the win.
Wow.
Big win for Tony Nese.
Cool.
He hits a 450 on Matt Riddle for the win. Then we have Drew Galloway defeat Drew Gulak in a battle of Who's the Drewest. And in his last singles match in Evolve, Johnny Gargano would unsuccessfully face Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. would get a win via submission.
Well, I mean, it's Zack Sabre Jr. So.
But Sabre said that Johnny's leaving, which is going to have put a hole in the roster that Zack Sabre Jr. is going to try and fill.
Ooh, so maybe now we're going to get some stuff between Sabre and Nese.
Yeah. So, I mean, at this point, it sounds to a lot of people like Zack Sabre Jr. is going to become a very regular Evolve wrestler. Potentially even rumors that he could be finding a place to stay stateside for the foreseeable future.
See a lot more Zack Sabre Jr. popping up on these American indie dates.
Yeah. Could be cool.
Yeah.
I'm all for Zack Sabre Jr. in the States.
Of course.
Though I'm also all for him being wherever, as long as he's...
We're all for Zack Sabre Jr. wrestling.
Putting matches out. Then we're going to have WSU's Resurgence 2. So it's the second Resurgence they've had.
Yeah.
The Resurgencing.
Yeah, the first one was in 2014, so they skipped a year.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to resurge every year.
That's true.
You just resurge whenever necessary.
Apparently 2 years is the time to resurge.
This one in particular. Next one could be like 2020. Hiccup Amber. Wow. So we had Mercedes Martinez defeat Deonna Purrazzo. We had a team of Brittany Blake and Samantha Heights defeat Nevia and Priscilla Kelly.
That's a new name.
Yeah. Jordan Grace defeating Antisocial.
Hey.
It's a good win for her. Then we had the Fella Twins retain the tag team championships over the team of Balespin.
They're
Xander Bale and Casey Spinelli.
The Fella Twins are disturbing.
They are. They
very.
One of our favorites to look at here at the Wrestling Rundown, that being Taylor Hendricks, defeated Kiera Hogan. For the Spirit Championship, Leva Bates was successfully defended.
Yeah.
Is she the champion against Su Yung? And then the WSU Championship. A lot of people thinking that Cherry Bomb was going to drop this one because of her being used regularly over on the other place.
The Zone of Impact.
Wrestling Pumpkins?
No, it's
Suplexing Pumpkins?
Smash Impact. No.
The Smash Pack Zone.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Smash
yeah,
Pack
whatever
Zone.
that thing is called.
The final deletion!
But she wouldn't lose. She didn't drop the belt. Cherry Bomb retains over Mia Yim.
And I don't keep up on... What do we just call it? The Smash Pack Zone?
Smash Pack Zone.
I don't keep up on the Smash Pack Zone too often, but if I'm not mistaken, she is currently the Knockouts champion. So that would make her a double champion currently.
Hey, how about that?
So good for you, Cherry Bomb.
Yeah. No. That would make Allie
Allie.
the Knockouts champion.
Or
Cherry Bomb is just the WSU champion.
what would that make?
They're not the same person.
What would that make? No? You sure?
Even though what I just said alludes to the
Are you
same person.
so you're telling me that Sienna and Allison Kay aren't the same people either?
Twins.
Twins.
Allison Gay had a twin sister she never told anybody about. But then taught her how to wrestle.
Moving on.
Alright, and then as advertised last week, I said we were going to get Combat Zone Wrestling's down with the sickness.
Oh, wow.
So we're supposed to have the monster, or no, the monster, the Hit Squad. I was just going to say the Monster Mac.
The Monster Squad.
The Monster Mac and Mafia, the Hit Squad defending the tag titles against Team TV Ready.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dan Mafia, aka, is what he's known as, having to be replaced. No word on why for. But his replacement was Homicide.
That's a good replacement.
That's not a shabby replacement, and they end up picking up the win.
I don't think it matters what situation you're in.
Monster Mac.
If you're replacing, if you're replacing a team member with Homicide,
not a bad choice.
You got a good chance of winning that match.
Yeah. Then we had a 4-way match where Tony Deppen would defeat Anthony Henry, Joey Lynch, and Ryan Taylor.
4 guys we've never heard of before.
Shane Strickland defeats Desmond Xavier. Here's a match that was unadvertised. Team IWA Mid-South. Put together Dale Patricks, John Wayne Murdoch, Josh Crane, and Reed Bentley would defeat all 4 members of the Nation of Intoxication. Ricky Shane Page defeated Sami Callihan. Big win for him. Feather in the cap for RSP. Dave Starr would defeat Dave Christ in the battle of who's Daviest. And then there was a ladder match, the Chris Cash Memorial Ladder Match. Joey Janela would defeat Lio Rush and become the new Wire champion. So again, regaining this championship that he covets.
Yeah, and I think that's a good sign that Lio Rush is probably going to be showing up on Ring of Honor more often now. Since he's signed that deal. So you'll see more of Lio Rush in Ring of Honor as opposed to CZW.
Yeah. And then in the 4-way death match, as per advertised, over the CZW Championship.
Yeah, it was carpet strips.
Ooh.
There was
a lot of stuff.
There was a lot of stuff listed. It was all just nasty. It was just.
The most unlikely outcome prevails here.
Yeah.
As Jonathan Gresham, both not a deathmatch guy nor the biggest guy in the match, by a long shot.
Easily the smallest guy in the match
He
by a
would
large
defeat
margin.
Greg Excellent, Joe Gacy, and Matt Tremont to become the new CZW champion. Kudos to you, Jonathan Gresham.
That's big.
Big things come in small packages.
Yeah. Especially when
sometimes when you win a match with one too.
Sometimes those packages are named Jonathan Gresham.
Absolutely. And then we're going to round things out this Sunday with Evolve 69, the very last Evolve appearance of one Johnny Gargano. We had Darby Allin defeat Tony Nese. Fred Yehi defeated Travis Gordon. That's 2 wins for him in a row. I don't think that's ever happened that I know of. Hot Sauce Tracy Williams who's probably still sporting some tack holes in his back holes, defeated Cold Steel Chuck O'Neil. Then we had Dustin defeat Drew Gulak.
Oh.
Dustin picking up a win. Couldn't pick up one over Williams, but he could pick one up over Williams' mentor, Gulak. Matt Riddle defeating TJP, making up for the fact that he lost the night before. Ethan Page defeated David Starr. Ricochet defeats Zack Sabre Jr. And in the main event, tag team action, Cody Rhodes and Johnny Gargano defeat Chris Hero and Drew Galloway.
Hey, Johnny going out on a win.
Absolutely.
Good deal.
Love to hear it. That's it for results. Any news?
Not for me.
I got a little bit of news.
Ooh, a little bit of news.
Check out What Culture Pro Wrestling, because they're soon to have one Alberto El Patron gracing their ring.
Man, I haven't seen that guy in a while.
Yeah. I mean, talk about, like, for being, like, a brand new company that started only a few months ago, picking up Damian Sandow, now Alberto Del Rio. Like, they had Kurt Angle there earlier this year. For a company that just kind of comes up out of the blue, I mean, despite the fact that they're based out of, coming from a place that's been making wrestling videos for a long time.
Yeah, no, what culture itself is very prominent in the wrestling world. So.
But they are not slacking on having the big names making appearances.
So definitely a good way to start.
Smart business strategies from these guys.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to say Alberto El Patron being back on the free agents list, maybe back to Lucha Underground.
Probably the best thing for him.
Maybe another appearance for Ring of Honor. He did good there.
Yeah. Ring of Honor and Lucha Underground. I'm totally cool with that. I didn't care for him in WWE.
He didn't care for him in WWE. Ask him.
Hey, he was only there for a year.
He was promised main event treatment and ended up getting League of Nations.
Well, when you don't work main event worthy, you don't really get main event.
Yeah.
So he didn't exactly fight very hard for it.
But in fairness, that's what they promised him to get him to resign. So,
I still think he should have put some work in. But hey, maybe he'll get some of that stuff on the indies.
He will, because he's famous. And that's what happens. With no further ado, that leads us up to
upcoming shows.
I almost said shit.
Because that's what you're
writing down on the paper. Let's see. I'm going to start things off.
Do it.
On Friday,
the
16th.
What?
AIW Wrestling Redefined presents Defining Moment.
Redefining moment.
Resurgence. From Marionette Park, Illinois.
That's the place.
We're going to have a 6-man tag team match. AR Fox, Desmond Xavier, and Moose will take on Andrew Everett, Trevor Lee, and Jack Evans.
That'll be a good match.
3 flibby and aggressive white guys versus 3 extremely athletic black guys.
Yeah, Moose is the oddball on that one.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He could probably hang.
I don't know how big Desmond Xavier is.
Intergender tag team action.
Yeah.
As the Hooligans, not necessarily known for being a genteel type tag team, are going to go 2-on-2 with the best friend duo of Heidi, Lovlace, and Kimberly.
Interesting.
Yeah. About Drew Gulak and Josh Alexander. This is then 2 extremely good mat efficient wrestlers.
And Josh Alexander, just coming out of retirement not too long ago.
Yeah.
Still going at it.
Still plugging along.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's still in good health.
Yeah, no.
It makes me worry when somebody who retired...
He wasn't in retirement for very long.
No. Especially for serious health issues.
Yeah.
How about Matt Riddle versus Jeff Cobb? Here's
MMA versus Olympics?
Yeah, I mean, here's a guy who's, like, very prominently featured on a lot of the promotions we talk about. Mm-hmm. Matt Riddle. who isn't on the losing end very often.
No. He's lost a handful of matches since he started.
And also Jeff Cobb, though, is just one of those guys who's so extremely dominant and big and hard to defeat.
I'm gonna say Riddle gets the win.
Really?
Yeah. I'm.
Let's make a bet. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we do that enough.
Yeah, that's only pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Abyss versus Sami Callihan.
Interesting.
That's gonna be probably physical. Chris Hero versus Phoenix. Probably gonna be a good one.
Cool with that.
The Besties, Matt Fitchett and Davey Vega versus Ohio is for Killers. And then Ray Horace versus Prince Ali to qualify to be in the Jim Lynam Memorial Tournament.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a big deal because, you know, AAW wouldn't be around without Jim Lynam.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool that they're doing the tournament in his honor.
Very cool.
And that should be a fun show to watch when that comes around too.
Oh, absolutely. Because you know that everyone who feels like AAW means something to them is gonna put their whole being into a tournament like that.
Absolutely.
So.
That's my Friday show. I know you have a show the next day.
Yeah, which will technically be on early in the morning for us because it's way later over in Japan. So you know I'm talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling, and this is Destruction in Tokyo. This is a...
and it's coming to you live from Okinawa.
Yeah, no. It's
Tokyo.
It's from Tokyo, the Ota Ward Synthesis Gymnasium.
Giant piano.
No, stop it. All right, so we got some matches here.
I'm sorry for people I'm offending with all these giant New Japan names. If I'm actually offending anybody, if anybody gives a shit.
We got a tag team match where Roppongi Vice will take on Hanare and David Finlay. We have another tag team match where Manabu Nakanishi and Yuji Nagata will take on Captain New Japan and Yoshitatsu.
Alright, let's go Yuji Nagata.
We have a 6-man tag team match where Tiger Mask, Tomoki Honma, and Togi Makabe will take on Jushin Thunder Liger, Satoshi Kojima, and Hiroyoshi Tenzan. We have another 6-man tag team match where Gato, Tomohiro Ishii, and Hiroki Goto will take on Chase Owens and the Guerrillas of Destiny.
That's a like Chaos versus Bullet Club.
Yeah. We got Juice Robinson versus Kyle O'Reilly. That's a big match for Juice.
Yeah.
That's
former NXT star CJ Parker.
Yes.
That was his name? CJ Parker? I think so.
Something like that. We have more Bullet Club versus Chaos as we have Will Ospreay, Yoshihashi, and Kazuchika Okada taking on Takahashi, Bad Luck Fale, and Kenny Omega. We have
a lot of 6-mans.
We have the Ungovernables, Evil, Sonata, and Tetsuya Naito taking on Raisuke Taguchi, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Michael Elgin. Then
the Tanahashi Elgin pair, man.
Yeah, they
go everywhere together.
They're going strong as a tag team.
They are the Japam besties.
Yeah. We have the Never Open Weight.
Actually, he's Canadian, isn't he? Isn't Elgin Canadian?
I think he is.
Yeah, so it's the Japcan besties.
Japanada.
Japanada! Yeah! Team Japanada! Tanahashi and Man Baby!
I'm actually really impressed with myself. I came up with that. Oh, I'm stupid. I
love Japanada.
For those of you...
Sushi with maple syrup.
For those of you that did watch my review of Ring of Honor, I have a feeling this match might be leading from what happened at the end because we have Bobby Fish challenging Katsuyori Shibata for the Never Openweight Championship.
Ooh.
So, could be some tie-ins there. And then in the main event, Bushi gets a shot at the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship as he takes on Kushida. That's all I got for New Japan. What else you got?
I got 2 shows on Saturday. 2. And guess what? Just kind of like yours, one of mine isn't here in the States. It's in a different country.
Oh,
on a different continent.
What? Is it in Japan?
No.
Is it in Japanada?
It might be. If Cardiff, Wales is in Japanada.
No, that's in Europe.
Oh, yeah. It's part of the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
We've got Attack pro having a show. Is there a name to this show? Because you didn't write one down.
Oh!
He wrote everything down for me this go around because I was busy.
Let me find out what the name. I don't know why I didn't write it down.
Well, he's finding that out. I'm going to tell you about the announced match.
Only one
for this show. It's a 6-man tag. Saturday, I guess a lot of 6-mans on Saturday because Japan, that match, the New Japan, 5 or 6 6-man tag matches. It seems like.
Yeah, no, it's.
We're gonna have team #CCK and Wild Boar taking on Ginger Jesus, Mike Bird, the Pride of Wales, Eddie Dennis, and Brendan White. Brendan White. Super generic sounding guy.
Like some of the most. It's Club 100 is the name of it.
Club 100. Yep, I knew that.
Nice.
Should be a good match, except I don't know Brendan White. Sounds very plain.
But he's teaming up with the Pride of Wales and the Ginger Jesus. So.
Yeah, and I can get behind anybody with the nickname the Pride of Wales. Swerved that one on you. Did. Ginger Jesus is also cool too, because that's what I call myself.
He's not full of himself at all.
Sometimes when I'm in a bad mood, I call myself Gingerard. Thank you, Jamie. Lastly, but definitely not leastly.
I'm Gingerard, I hate my life.
Yeah, lastly, but not leastly, our boys, our favorite promotion here in the States, potentially. I don't know about you, but I know say it's my favorite, is Chikara.
Chikara!
Only 2 weeks out of King of Trios weekend, already
right back at it.
Back into the swing of things, because we got lots of people who want points.
Damn, Chikara.
We got lots of people who have points.
Back at it again at the Wrestle Factory.
Yeah, it's going to be the Black Goodbye.
This is not a good sounding pay-per-view. Especially...
Not a pay-per-view.
A show. That's the thing. With the fact that Naz Muldoon's probably really pissed off at what happened at King of Trios, the Black Goodbye is a very foreboding name.
It's a very foreboding name, and one of the things that the Pillars of Woe, the Army of Naz Muldoon, the Hexmen, whatever you may want to call them, everything that they've been saying in the last 2 weeks is leading up to the fact that it sounds like their next target isn't going to be a specific person, but it's going to be the masks of the Chikara wrestlers.
Oh no! Don't do that.
But we got a handful of matches signed up. Here we go. We could be into bad territory here because we've got Icarus and Mark Angelicetti, 2 of the Hexmen, 2 unmasked Hexmen, versus
taking on 2 masked people. Oh,
Fire Ant and Silver Ant.
Oh no, it's already bad.
Then we've got the side colony going on.
The auxiliary colony.
Worker Ant and Bullet Ant. They're going to be going against Juan Francisco de Coronado and Juani.
Yeah, Juan's moved on from the United Nations to teaming up with a Japanese guy.
Yeah, he cut a promo. He said that.
Where's he from?
Juani.
No.
Juan Francisco.
Juan. Yeah.
Ecuador. Just the Ecuadorian aristocrat. Juan Francisco de Coronado.
I was gonna try and put that with Japan.
Juani Francisco.
That's it. Their team name is Juani.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't like it because I don't like Juan Francisco.
We've got ladies action.
What?
Princess Kimberly going one-on-one with Solo Darling.
Hey,
this is going to be a very cute match.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I'm probably going to go, aww, at least
that's
twice.
like if they start being a team, that's like Team Fairy Tale right there. You got a princess and you have
a sugar creature.
Yeah. Like, how can that not be a tag team?
And like I said, we have lots of people amassing points in Chikara right now.
Indeed.
I know, waiting on the horizon, Heidi Lovlace has 3 points.
Yep, she beat Kimberly for that 3rd point.
But somebody who also has 3 points, Kimberly's mentor, Drew Gulak.
Lucky for him, he doesn't have a mask.
Yeah, but he's got 3 points. He's a trainer at the Wrestle Factory, so is Hollow Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
We could very well be seeing trainer taking the Grand Championship from another trainer.
That'd be
Drew
intense.
Gulak challenging for the Grand Championship.
But the wrath that would follow.
Oh, yeah. No, I have a feeling that Drew Gulak is potentially in for the fight of his life. He had a hell of a fight with Dasher Hatfield over that last point.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be nothing compared to what he's going to have to face with the broadsword of Nazmul Dune that is Hollow Wicked.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially now that Hollow Wicked really needs to, prove something since he's King of Trios.
And there's so much more that could be potentially happening.
Yeah, that's only a few matches. So.
Max Smashmaster is reinstated.
Blaster McMassive is done.
Blaster McMassive is gone, according to his Twitter. Who else? Mustache Mountain, not on the card yet, but they are the tag champions.
Yep.
And what's going to go on with all the other variety of fun people that you find only in Chikara? We'll find out next week during the results portion. And with that being said,
thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Click all the links down in the description. There's all of ours. Take you to our social medias. Or for whichever platform you're watching/listening, you can switch to the other one. If you're watching on YouTube, head to the podcast. If you're listening to the podcast, head over to YouTube because you get extra videos. But there's other links down there. The most important links for this specific video because they are the links to all the people we talk about on the regular.
Yeah, all the websites to the independent promotions that we promote while we're talking about the indie news. ChikaraPro.com is on there.
ROHWrestling.com is on there.
CZWrestling.com.
LookMonoFans.com.
AIWrestling.com.
And many more, and we want to add to that because just like we added Attack Pro thanks to
I thought
Jamie,
I was the one that's supposed to be fucking up.
I can still get words twisted. Chill out. Thanks to Jamie, we added Attack Pro to our list, and you can add ones too if you have websites, Facebooks, YouTubes, any type of media that we can check out some of their matches. If they're a favorite of yours, if they're a local promotion that you want us to talk about, get a little bit more promotion for them out there, be sure to send those links to any type of social media.
Yeah, you can get us our Facebook, our Instagram, tweet to us, email to us, because there's 2 different emails there. Any one of those things, or just in the comments below.
Indeed. However you want to do it, let us check them out. If we like what they got, if they're impressive to us, we will not only start talking about them regularly as they have shows, but we'll give you a shout out for suggesting them to us.
Also, go check out our other channel, Reasonable Wrestling Fans. That's reasonable. The W.
Like wrestling.
Because if you like people getting hit with things, I hit him with a kendo stick.
Or if you like seeing what WrestleCrate has to offer you in a wrestling box, you can check out our unboxing videos.
And coming up very shortly over there, we'll also have the outcome of who won the Backlash predictions.
Indeed.
Little wager we put on.
Yeah.
Go check the Backlash predictions out to find out what the wager is.
And for those of you that are checking out videos over here, you'll be having our Backlash review coming up next, only in video form. So, if you're listening on the podcast, you want to head over if you want to check out what we thought about Backlash. But as for now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Yup.